And for reference dimension, the base and the top, it's 18 inches square. Need that dimension to be able to make these pieces here. I'll go ahead and show you how these are dimensioned. And if you want to make your own, you can. I've made these out of 3/16 inch steel. And the rod right here is 5/8 cold rolled that I drilled a 1/4 inch hole in the center of and welded it onto the top. If you'd like to buy some of these, I offer them on my website. I'll put a link to that in the video, so in case you do want to make a table like this and you don't have access to a plasma cutter, or you don't want to cut them with a torch, you can buy them from me. I powder coat them, weld them, and ship them. So here's the basic dimensions for the arm supports. As I said before, it's 3/16 inch steel. This is 5/8 cold rolled with a 1/4 inch hole drilled through it. The entire piece with the 3/16 base is 13.5. To the bottom of the cold rolled steel is 12.5. From the edge to the center line of this hole is 9 inches, which is exactly half of the square. And this 3 inches, it can be any size depending on what your size is here. So if you want to make these bigger, you can make those bigger, the 3 inch bigger. Also, if you want to use a solid tabletop or a solid bottom, you can make these any size you want for this curve. For the curve, I just used a French curve, and I drew it out on CAD, but if you want to draw it out by hand, you could use just anything for a curve to make a nice smooth curve for that. So those are the basic dimensions I used for this. Once again, I can supply them if you want to build a table similar to this. Thanks. Miscellaneous parts and details that I might not have mentioned in the video. The chain, I used 3/16 inch chain by 20 inches. Each piece is 20 inches long. There's 4 pieces. On the end of that, I split the end and welded on a 1/4 inch by 2.5 inch hex head bolt with the head removed. See, I cut the head off and welded that. And the center link is 3/16 inch chain welded to, I just used a piece of 1/4 inch all thread, and I left it long so I had plenty of space to adjustment, and it's one piece of that. What I did is I split the center with my cutting wheel, and then I just TIG welded to that. I'll make these available too if someone needs to buy them and you don't have a welder to make those up. Next step, I've cut 4 pieces of 1 inch pipe, cut them 3/4 inches long, and what I'll do is I'll weld a cap on top of here, and then these will be little legs. They sit just proud of the base, and then the base doesn't sit flat on the floor where it could wobble. And the caps on here will keep it from scratching the floor, or you can, it's easy to set a piece under there if your floor is not exactly level, and so it doesn't, the table doesn't wobble. So we'll go ahead and get those pieces cut out and get them welded up. And what I do to put these in here, all I'll do is wrap some tape around and put them in so it fits tight, because I don't want to lose the ability to adjust the tabletop. So here's my adjustment screw. The leg will go in there and the screw will still be accessible if you pull that out. So that's why I'm doing it like that. Not sure how well this is going to turn out, but I'll go ahead and show you how I draw a circle for the cap in ink, using Inkscape. Document properties, it always comes up in either pixels or millimeters, and I guess I'm just too lazy or incompetent to be able to go into the templates and change it. So I always change it for mine to inches, and the width of the page right here is fine with 8.2 by 11.6, so that's all fine. And we want to draw a circle. In fact, let's draw 4 circles. And so we'll come over here to the create circles, and we'll go ahead and draw this out. And if we hold down I'm not sure which key you hold down. I'm used to using Illustrator, but we can make this a perfect circle, no problem. Okay, expand that a little bit. Alright, we want to make sure this is unlocked, and our width for the 1-inch pipe is going to be 1.18, and the height 1.18. So that's our perfect circle right there. And we can go to edit, copy, right click, paste, right click, paste, right click, paste. Now we've got 4 circles, and let's get those so they're somewhat spaced so we can go into sheet cam. And we'll get these spaced out so we have space between them, so we have room to cut. That stretched that one, so we don't want that. You always got to make sure there's this little cross here before you move them. If not, it's going to move the whole drawing. Okay, let's go ahead, move that up a little bit. Alright, let's go ahead and save that. Save that as, what do we want to save it as? We'll just save it on the desktop, and we'll save it as 4 circles. Alright, now we'll go to sheet cam, and this is where you put the drawing in to cut. So we'll go to File, Import Drawing, go to Desktop, and let's see if we can find there's our 4 circles. Open that up, drawing position, scaling, make sure you have scaling 1:1. There we go, there's our 4 circles. Alright, we're going to cut this out of 14 gauge. So here's our cutting operation. And we're going to do the outside offset. The color of these, if you look down here, is blue, so make sure your layer color is blue. And we've got, I'm using fine cut consumables, 14 gauge steel. We'll have a lead in 0.15 on lead in and lead out. Alright, that looks good. We can change the, just so we don't have any kind of blob there, we'll go up here to the start, and we'll change, that's the start. We'll change it to here, change that start to there, change that start to there, and change that start to there. Go here, run post processor, fine cut, it's fine, and let's see if there's anything we can save it under. Tensegrity table, maybe right there. And 4 circles, these are all the other pieces I've cut out, and we'll save. Okay, that worked fine. Now we can go to, we don't want to save that, we go to the Command CNC. Now, Command CNC is the program I use to control the torch. We can go to Open, recently used, 4 circles, open. So there's our 4 circles. Now let's go ahead and get the torch aligned where we want it to cut. And she's right. Retrieve our pieces. I can find them. Well, they should be in there somewhere. One more. He's in there somewhere. Well, I'm going to turn you off and dig for this piece. Okay, I found that last piece in the plasma cutter, and they came out pretty good. I cut them just a little bit under 1 3/16. Cut them 1.18, and so they fit really nice right on top like that. So what I'll do next is I'll go ahead and weld these up, and these will be my little feet for the bottom. I don't think I'm going to be able to get any good welding shots in there because I can barely weld when I'm seeing everything without trying to work around the camera. So we'll see how this comes out. If you can see something at all, you just see that I'm welding these up. Not bad. I'll get the rest of these welded up and then we can see what they look like in the table base.